Hello everyone, good evening and welcome to today's webinar of real estate NCDs, which is the today product showcase for today. To begin with, we'll keep this webinar into three parts basically. इसको हम तीन हिस्से में रखेंगे. पहला जो है first will be our growth plus section. I'll explain you what is growth plus because many of the IFAs I can see they are new to IFA now and to this platform itself. Secondly, we'll keep about the NCD, what are real estate NCDs, how do they work, uh, which partnership we have, and how they have, created this real estate NCD, what measures they take, the risk factors, returns factors, and everything. And the third section would be of the current product offerings of the real estate NCD. So we'll keep all this in this manner. Now, to avoid any delays, we have kept the you all on mute बेसिकली. सो आप अपने आप को खुद को अनम्यूट करके बीच में सवाल नहीं पूछ पाएंगे. अगर आपको कोई सवाल है, इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चंस यू कैन पुट इन द चैट बॉक्स. माय टीम इज ऑलरेडी देयर टेकिंग ऑफ द सेम. अदरवाइज इन द एंड हम आपको मौका देंगे आपकी क्वेश्चंस को पूछने के लिए और हम आपको आंसर करेंगे. ठीक है. सो टू बिगिन विद हम स्टार्ट करते हैं. पहले अगर मैं स्टार्ट करूं ग्रोथ प्लस के बारे में, उसके पहले 2 मिनट में आईएफए नाउ के बारे में बताना चाहूंगा कि जैसे मैंने कहा वी हैव मेनी न्यू मेंबर्स आल्सो फ्रॉम द आईएफए कम्युनिटी विद अस टुडे. सो what is IFA now? IFA now is essentially a practice management solution for IFAs or wealth managers, MFDs, RIAs. Our platform combines the front office, middle office, back office functionalities that a normal wealth management setup or a financial advisory firm needs on a day-to-day basis. So it's our vision to have a very 360-degree solution set for our core users. That's what we have built over the years. And so right from back office solution, transaction, capabilities, tracking, reporting, business intelligence capabilities, and CRM, white labeling. It's a very full stack solution platform. So our DNA is into mutual funds, but alongside that, we have very extensive solutions for multi-asset tracking, reporting, including net worth analysis, cash flow analysis, and we have a very dedicated holistic financial planning suite, which includes goal planning, insurance planning, cash flow based planning. So it's a very complete 360-degree multi-asset platform currently used by over 2,500 advisors. And so this is what we have built over the years. Now we see more and more that multi-asset is becoming, I would say, a definitive growth path for the IFA or the wealth management setup. Basically, because clients nowadays, as we see, traditional investments, mutual funds, FDs, although they remain a very powerful engine of growth in each of your practice, they have sort of lost their shimmer. So people want something which is not that heavily commoditized. They want something innovative, something more out of the box. In some cases, some investment that fits their style of risk taking, their style of cash flow that they desire. So that in that multi-product setup, we see it as a very important paradigm for IFAs and wealth managers or any financial intermediary to get into. Through the Growth Plus initiative, we are essentially solving the problem that a modern IFA setup faces, what they when they want to expand into multi-product distribution. Now, let me share my screen. Just allow me a second to share my screen. Okay, hope my screen is visible. Okay, great. So now let me jump straight to the problems that we see. And so we have a very focused group of our advisors, and one of our co-founder is also practicing RIA. So we are quite well versed with the problems that arise when we get into multi-product distribution, primarily arising from the fact that the ecosystem is quite broken itself. There are a lot of boutique firms, especially when it comes to PMS, AIF. You can see 300 plus PMSs, and not each of them has a very large output. So they are not able to reach or engage distribution. Plus, for a distributor or for an IFA wealth manager, it becomes very complicated very soon because a lot of manufacturers have their own separate processes, their own separate payout structures, and everything. So without a very dedicated system, workforce, or team managing all of this on your behalf, it gets very tricky very soon. Plus, some of these products, like in case real estate NCDs, which is slowly growing into the mainstream. Once you know them, you'd want to better improve the discoverability of such products. Marketing and upselling always remain a challenge. So in this sense, we are creating a platform because IFA has been a B2B centric platform for financial intermediaries, for IFAs and wealth managers. We are doing this initiative to bring all of these products into the onto the IFA platform so that multi-product distribution becomes very easy for you. Now, the way we are doing it, there are three angles to it. Firstly, we have created a curated product basket, the curated product basket. So as in this case, you will see innovative product that we have brought, which is real estate NCDs. We have gone ahead and partnered with 30 plus manufacturers, bought in a lot of products across all major asset classes. This is the current range of products you will be able to distribute through the platform. Not all of it has a digital DIY or a digital journey right now. But currently, all through offline RM assisted journey, everything is operational on a daily basis. We have a very dedicated team who is helping IFAs distribute all of these products. Another advantage is that we have products across all major asset classes. We have mainstream products also like FDs, bonds, and we have very innovative new age products like invoice discounting, market link debentures, insurance buyout, real estate NCDs, and all those sort of products. So in mainstream products where price or quotation matters, we have gone ahead and partnered with multiple brokers on the back end. So if you want unlisted equity, you give me a requirement. My team will run it to the back end and get the best price. Same for insurance, same for loans, and for niche investments, we have partnered with companies who we feel have enablement, advisor and client success in mind, and we see them as a very good growth partner for us and in turn for the IFA community. This is also one of the major benefits on the commission side because we bring scale. We have been able to negotiate good deals for ourselves and so for the IFA community. If you work with us, you don't have to compromise on the commissions, and we'll try to match. And in some cases, we are also giving out more because we have negotiated a higher deal. Also, because some of these products we are working very closely with the manufacturers, so they are very close to us. In any case, if you any of you need assistance in maybe placing the product in front of your client, co-pitching, discussing, we would love to connect you to the manufacturers and enable that also. So that is one of the key things. The second part that we are working towards is making the IFA now platform the engine behind this multi-product distribution. The platform, as it stands, has tracking and reporting possibilities across 25 asset class, plus liabilities and plus insurance. The main benefit, if you choose to work with us, we'll manage the data for you. We have a tight grip on that. Keeping the next portfolio updated, it is a very seamless process for you. We are building some of the very innovative things, branding, co-branded fact sheets, collaterals, and available to expand new age onboarding and transaction wherever possible. We are actively building that, so that is also in the pipeline. Now, but I think the biggest value for an IFA is single empowerment, invoice and single RM. Because the way we see it, we have the whole machinery of backend people, product experts to facilitate things in the backend. But for you, your RM is the helpful expert in this. Plus, we also have product updates, inventory updates, plus a rewards program. Because in the alternate investment space, there's a lot of leeway. There's a huge playbook, and we can have a lot of exciting rewards programs. And the manufacturers, our partners, are also very keen on enabling this through our platform. So very soon we'll come up with those things also, and that is mostly on the growth plus side. WhatsApp ready content, ready images. Not everything is live, but we are making it accordingly, and many things are going live day by day, and we are making progress. So, lastly, to conclude a little bit about us again, IFA now is essentially a software company. This is a mainstream initiative to bring in multi-product distribution capabilities onto a platform. By making the platform the distribution engine, we have a very full sales team, full operations team to facilitate everything for you. Currently, the service layer on top of the platform, but very soon we'll have everything or most of it in a digital form on the platform. Cumulatively, the experience we have, everyone's and from the industry, so domain expertise, I think we have a very fair bit of it. So yeah, that's mostly. Now, these are the product list which are currently live in the Growth Plus section. If you are existing in advisor, you can always connect with your Growth Plus RM and get a gist or get the details of the same. If you want a book to one-to-one demo, you can book that also. So now moving ahead to the second section of our today's webinar, which is about the product real estate NCDs. Just let me share my screen again. Okay, hope my screen is visible. Yes. So now the second section of our today's webinar is the product showcase, which is real estate NCDs. Now, when I speak about real estate NCDs to any advisors or wealth managers, the first reaction I get is that we will, it will default. And why is that the first thought? Because it is linked to real estate, and we all have, we all know developers, how developers across the country use gimmicks or tricks to default in the industry, because of which the industry has taken and even today has some negative connotations around it. Now, when a problem is known, the investment product has to be made with a solution around it, also with as much possible control by the manufacturer, right? So this is these are the some broken issues, like the issues which is seen in the real estate investment today. High execution risk. Traditional developers often delay or mismanage projects due to poor governance and lack of oversight. Limited visibility for investors. Most investors lack real-time updates. They and or control post investment. Liquidity crunch is the very biggest issue in the industry, where due to RBI restrictions and the case of ILFS, banks and NBFCs exited the space and created a capital vacuum. Delayed exits, weak sales, because developers struggle with timely inventory monetization due to poor marketing or non-performing sales team. Lack of structure, de-risk products. Yield-seeking investors find it difficult to access secure, transparent, institutional managed real estate credit. So these are the issues. Now, why you should choose India's first capital to consumer platform? So, uh, as I was saying that, it's a negative connection is there behind this industry, behind real estate. So when you say control, when you say control by the manufacturer, of course it means you only can control the input and the operations. You can't control the outcome. But here, the manufacturer of this real estate NCD has tried to figure out a way where they are mitigating the risk completely down to zero. They are at least in complete control of the operation to that, so that they can modify or maneuver the output. Because when they invest, they always invest for exiting, right? Because any investor, if you're any advisor and an investor, any investor invests, they will look for the exit. The first question they will ask you as an advisor, that iska exit kab milega mujhe. So that is the main question. And in real estate, I will start from the back, because the exit point of view in real estate, that is exactly what is of interest to the investors. वही सबसे ज्यादा इन्वेस्टर आपको पूछेंगे कि सबसे पहले इसमें बताइए इंटरेस्ट एग्जिट कैसे मिलेगा, क्योंकि रियल एस्टेट में सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है वो. अब क्या होता है ना, काफी बार कस्टमर्स नहीं समझते, आपके क्लाइंट्स नहीं समझेंगे प्रोडक्ट. बट तो इसको बहुत समझाना बहुत जरूरी है ये चीज, क्योंकि जब उन्हें पता चलेगा कि क्या प्रोडक्ट है, दे वुड लाइक टू हियर एंड देन गो बैक टू द रिस्क दे वुड लाइक टू अंडरस्टैंड. सो इन रियल एस्टेट द ओनली वे एन इन इन्वेस्टमेंट एग्जिट इज ऑर्गेनिकली और इनऑर्गेनिकली. करेक्ट. दो तरीके से एग्जिट मिल सकती है किसी भी रियल एस्टेट इन्वेस्टमेंट में. एक तो ऑर्गेनिकली, दूसरा इनऑर्गेनिकली. क्योंकि ये एक एनसीडी है, जो एक नॉन कन्वर्टेबल डिवेंचर जिसे हम कहते हैं. ये डिवेंचर जनरली डीमैट में होते हैं सब्सक्राइबर के या इन्वेस्टर के. सो द ओनली वे दे कैन एग्जिट is if the developer gives the money back from the project. Correct. Now, to get the money back from any real estate residential project is to able to expedite the sales without hampering any cover that we we all normally have, right? So क्या होता है कि यहाँ पे क्या किया है उन्होंने, मैन्युफैक्चरर ने एक रियल एस्टेट मैंडेट सेल्स कंपनी अक्वायर की है, जिसका नाम है, एक लिस्टेड फर्म है वो, जिसका नाम है जस्टो। सो जस्टो बेसिकली एक एक्सपर्ट कंपनी है रियल एस्टेट इन्वेंट्री मैंडेट बेसिस पे सेल्स करने के लिए। They have a team of 500 people in the company. They have a client base of thousand real estate brokers. They are doing close to 400 to 500 crores of sales every month, which means roughly 4,000 to 500 crores every year. And this gives the confidence to the manufacturer that tomorrow, when they invest in any residential project anywhere in the country, they do not have to depend on the developer's promise that he will give the money back. Very simple solution of no matter what you do. If the developer is whether a DLF, Lodha, or no big name in the industry, the only differentiator between a successful developer and a non-successful developer is whether is able to sell the project properly and fairly and ethically, correct? So that is exactly the manufacturer realizes the biggest risk today in any residential project. And because Justo does 500 crores a month, it is not difficulty to believe that on the fact that if the manufacturer is doing a 100 crore or 75 crore or 125 crore investment on any project, which normally has a tenure, which normally has a basically tenure of 3 years, it will not be too difficult for them as with their own strength, without depending on the developer or the market forces, to give them an exit, correct? Now, so because see, normally if you put things in any context, any developer or any NCD sub issuer is promising you exit basis his own expertise. But in real estate, developers, even though they have sales team in real estate, the sales is only and only done by brokers. Very few developers have direct clients. So when they pick up the phone and reach out to people, more or less it's done majorly by real estate brokers. In the past, in couple of projects, even before the developer was in trouble, and now those projects are on auto mode basis. uh, the developer has entered, and they have uh, made them so much basically good, and so that they can exit organically. Now, more of let's say the other way, which is also done, industry uses the uses of exit is inorganically. Now, basically what happens, these NCDs are in the portfolio of the respective manufacturer, which are doing very well, always sought by the other institution with our banks and NBFCs and other alternate investments. So that is usually the case because once the manufacturer enters the transactions, they cook them, they nurture them well for the next 2 years, 3 years, so they become extremely bankable. क्या होता है कि जब मैन्युफैक्चर ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट्स में एंटर करता है, रियल एस्टेट प्रोजेक्ट्स में, वहां पे वो इतने अच्छे से उन प्रोजेक्ट्स को रखते हैं और इतने अच्छे से नर्चर करते हैं उस प्रोजेक्ट को चलाते हैं कि वो एकदम बैंकेबल हो जाता है। कोई भी एनबीएफसी या बैंक या ऐसे जो पार्टी है, वो उसको लेने के लिए, इंस्टीट्यूशनल एजेंसी है, वो उनको लेने के लिए तैयार हो जाती है, अपने बुक्स पे लेने के लिए तैयार हो जाती है, बिकॉज दे हैव क्रिएटेड वेरी स्ट्रॉन्ग कैपिटल मार्केट। एक बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग कैपिटल मार्केट बना दी होती है मैन्युफैक्चरर ने उस प्रोजेक्ट के लिए। तो इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर्स जनरली हु आर वांट टू इन्वेस्टिंग इन रियल एस्टेट, दे रीच आउट टू देम। So these are the two methods of exiting are any real estate, organically और inorganically। जैसे मैंने बताया कि दो तरीके हैं, ऑर्गेनिकली और इनऑर्गेनिकली, इसके अलावा कोई तीसरा तरीका नहीं है रियल एस्टेट में। नाउ, अब डेवलपर प्रॉमिस करता रहेगा, दे मे प्रॉमिस that but because the usually the promise is coming back from the project, only because developer assuming that the developer will have money from his own pocket, a very hypothetical scenario। कैसे होता नहीं है कि खुद के डेवलपर पैसा दे देगा प्रोजेक्ट में, कितना भी ये होने दीजिए, इट डजंट एग्जिस्ट बिकॉज मोर ऑफ दिस मनी आर ऑलवेज ब्लॉक्ड इन प्रोजेक्ट। उसके दूसरे प्रोजेक्ट भी चलते रहेंगे, वहां पे भी प्रोजेक्ट में पैसा उसका ब्लॉक रहता है। नाउ, यहाँ पे मैन्युफैक्चर ने एग्जिट पे कंट्रोल पा लिया, दोनों तरीके से, ऑर्गेनिकली भी इनऑर्गेनिकली भी। अब इसका मतलब है जो सोर्स ऑफ मनी है, दैट इज इन देयर कंट्रोल राइट नाउ। Now the next problem is the money need to be actually managed well so that they are not misutilized or underutilized by the developer in the project. Correct. That is the second risk that the manufacturer has controlled over here. Now, the investors usually shy away from real estate because they believe that the developer is a crook and is going to default. And there is some problem with the real estate industry because money doesn't go in the project. Money always goes into the developer's pocket. There's a lot of cash and there's a lot of technical issues. There's a lot of what you say misrepresentation done by the developer. All of these things are actually operational issues and execution issues. So what Arbor has done here, three, four things which are not normal in a normal real estate NCD. Investment done by any other institution in the country, the first thing they do is control 100% of the accounts of the developer. Now, many banks and NBFCs do it, but they abide by the RERA rules because as per RERA rules, they are allowed to control only 70% of the money, which is as per RERA, which is going into the project. But as Arbor is not an NBFC, not a bank, they can take 100% of the control of the money because they believe that the 30%, which is usually allowed as per RERA, for the promoter to use for the operational regions, can also become a problem because no project usually has more than 3 or 30% margin. 30% margin, then after 30% money is gone. Basically, the developer has really no incentive to finish the project and the developer raises his hand. So say that leads to NPA. So that leads to a lot of haircuts and lot in the past they have seen institutions have taken haircuts. So now the Arbor has taken 100% control of the money. There is no signing authority to the developer at all. Second thing which they did is it is not done by any institution. Is tomorrow, let's say the developer does some juggling default, so they go to the court and win through NCD surface or the mortgage enforcement of all. And you must be knowing that in the court, if the mortgage is in the name of the company, they are able to win the case. So accordingly, they have done so many securitization and accordingly. Now, uh, you all are in the financial industry, since so many years. You must be knowing that practical point of view, pledge is a document which you have to enforce in the court, which takes a lot of time. But they realize, Arbor Investments realize that manage pre-approved power of attorney. So what they do the same thing over here. They take the power of attorney of the company. The developer will be having a company and they create a sub entity of the project, respective project. So the Arbor takes the whole power of attorney of the respective this thing what we say the project's entity. Now this helps them that tomorrow if they see any uh, default coming in the next 6 months, 9 months, they don't have to wait for enforcement. They can take control of the entire company by transferring the shares using the power of attorney to a custodian. So they can continue the project just long enough for the sales team to sell it really fast and take the money out. Now they have seen in the past, and thankfully they have not got any opportunity to raise this or do this, but they have made all the power of attorneys in their name for the respective project which they take in hand. Now, second is the SPV, control of the special purpose vehicle through which the NCDs are issued. So third thing, now, do you have a technical expertise to run the project? Because banks or NBFCs or funds, if the project is timed as default, you don't get value out of the project because developer he is going to give you pennies to their dollar, right? And that's when they realized that they needed to have their own technical expertise also in house to be able to continue the construction. क्या होता है देखिए, एग्जिट उन्होंने कंट्रोल कर ली, पैसा वो कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं। कंस्ट्रक्शन के बिना प्रोजेक्ट नहीं चल सकता आगे, अगर बनेगा ही नहीं तो बिकेगा कैसे? दैट इज द क्वेश्चन, राइट? सो देयर दे हैव स्टार्टेड देयर ओन डेवलपमेंट मैनेजमेंट एंटिटी. They have tied up with a third company which is name is Chestertons. It's a UK based company. Using this development management entity and the tie up with Chesterton, they have created a fantastic network of contractors and developers who have an understanding with what they will come and partner with them at at a very nominal cost. So basically उनको पता है कि ये जो कंपनी है कंस्ट्रक्शन भी कर सकती है, उनके डेवलपर्स हैं, उनके कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स हैं छोटे छोटे, वो मिलके इसको प्रोजेक्ट को कंस्ट्रक्शन कर सकते हैं, वो कंपनी कंस्ट्रक्शन बेसिकली कर सकती है. Now because the company is already in control of the Arbor, they have the power of attorney, they have all the things. There is an assumption here that they need to ensure that the project is up and running, visible, that it is functional, and sell enough inventory, just enough to get the principal and the promised interest back. After that, they are willing to hand over the project back to the developer. Now, this integrated approach, where the first part of construction Second part of money, providing the money and ensuring that there is a financial closure. The third part of sales, which is the exit. All these are in the control of the Arbor Investments. Now, there's a part where we all know that all the entries which they do, they all the institutions today are working on Excel sheet. Now, even today, the entire finance industry uses Excel sheet very drastically in order to ensure that they get answers. Very few people have been able to realize the risk behind doing this, because the problem is that Excel sheet is only as good as the person who is managing the Excel sheet और द सिस्टम इन प्लेस, बिकॉज बोथ ऑफ देम आर करप्टेबल. जो इंसान चला रहा है एक्सेल शीट वो भी करप्टेबल है, जो एक्सेल शीट है वो भी करप्ट हो सकती है. सो in this case, because the data the developers say, and you are assuming here that need to be 100% in control of everything, which means they have to be control of the data also. So what Arbor has done over here, because they don't want to work in Excel, they want to provide transparency to the investors who are investing in the real estate NCD regarding the project as well. They have hired a chief CTO, a chief technology officer, who was a Infosys co-founding member. Whatever they had in their brains, whatever they have experienced in the past, they coded it in a tech platform. So today, I can tell you that any investor today or any institution today can come and with partner with them. And where you can ask any construction details, what is going on right now in which they have invested currently, or anything about the current projects which is there. इन्वेस्टर्स गेट अ लॉगिन, उनको एक लॉगिन मिलता है इन्वेस्टमेंट के बाद में, क्योंकि ये पूरी ऑनलाइन जर्नी है. वहां पे उनको उस प्रोजेक्ट की A to Z अपडेट, कितने यूनिट सेल हुए, क्या प्राइस चल रहा है कि यूनिट का, उनके इंटरेस्ट जो पे आउट्स आते हैं कूपन रेट के हिसाब से, दैट दे गेट अपडेट अबाउट इट. दे गेट दी अपडेट व्हेन दे आर गोइंग टू बी पेड फॉर द रिक्वेस्ट रिडेम्पशन. एवरीथिंग, जो भी सारी चीजें हैं उनको सारी चीज वहां पे दिखता है. Now, this system is tech driven, the information is tech driven, it cannot be manipulated at all, and in benefit, 95% or 97 errors went improved. Now, every month, इसके बाद में, every month they have their own PMC team on the ground to fetch the data from the project. Who verifies it? Because कैसा है ना कि डेवलपर बोलेगा कि अगर वो प्रोजेक्ट बना रहा है बाई चांस, तो वो कहेगा कि एक बिल्डिंग एक माला बन गया है, दो माला बन गया है. बट टू कंफर्म दैट एवरी मंथ आवर टीम्स विजिट्स द साइट, they check everything, the project manager of construction PMC person checks everything, and then they update in the system. So it is a complete transparent which is going on now. uh, After this is when you say that because all of these four pillars of being able to exit when they want, being able to control the escrow account, being able to control the construction through our fourth tech platform expertise, the default beam allies or friends of anyone. So basically, that is the why they behave, the developer disciplines behave like a triple A developer. Now, because of this 100% transparency, because of the sales exit, because of everything what they have done, the most important part is that they do a technical due diligence, which is very important for Arbor Investments. Now, technical due diligence include a legal technical due diligence. They have partnered with Khaitan and Company, which is among the top 5 lawyer firms in the country. They have more than 1,600 lawyers across the country. So during a technical due diligence, the lawyers of the Khaitan and Company go with at the developer's office. They sit with them for days and days and days. They get into the head of the developer to get the details out, that what the exactly the developer is having in the mind, whether it's a big developer or a small developer, and accordingly then post the due diligence that the project is taken into hand. And apart from that, technical agencies in the country, basically which are doing which are used by Cux and the SDFC or the Blackstones, the large funds also. So that is done by the technical teams also of these agencies. So as a product, if you see a real estate NCD, when I say real estate NCD before to you, before this webinar, आपको लगेगा कि अरे डिफॉल्ट कर देगा, रियल एस्टेट है. बट जब हम देखते हैं कि आर्बर ने इस तरीके से सारे रिस्क को कवर कर लिया है, चाहे वो एग्जिट हो, एग्जिट पे क्योंकि सेल्स उनके हाथ में है, सेल्स उनकी अक्वायर्ड कंपनी कर रही है, कंस्ट्रक्शन उनके अक्वायर्ड कंपनी या जो उनकी टाइप कंपनी है वो कर रही है, जो प्रोजेक्ट का कंट्रोल है पैसे का, चाहे वो कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स को पैसा देना है, लेबर को पैसा देना है, या इन्वेस्टर जब एनसीडी में डाल रहा है पैसा वो हारा है, जो जो भी डेवलपर या उस प्रोजेक्ट के रिगार्डिंग पैसा है उस एक एस्क्रो अकाउंट में है, तो उस पैसे का कंट्रोल भी पूरा आर्बर इन्वेस्टमेंट्स के हाथ में है। तो डेवलपर कहीं भी यहाँ पे छूट नहीं सकता। इसके बाद में टेक्निकल ड्यू डिलिजेंस, लीगल ड्यू डिलिजेंस और ऑन ग्राउंड सपोर्ट, प्लस इसके ऊपर अगर हम कहें, लाइक आई से, चेरी ऑन द केक, ट्रांसपेरेंसी विच इज गिवन टू द इन्वेस्टर्स वेयर दे कैन सी एवरीथिंग, सब कुछ उनको दिखेगा उनके प्लेटफॉर्म पे, आर्बर के प्लेटफॉर्म पे। सो ये सारा कुछ है रियल एस्टेट एनसीडी। Now, I'll go with for the third this thing content of this today's webinar, which is the current opportunity of this real estate NCD which is going on right now. So थोड़ा मैं इसके बारे में बात करूंगा, then we can open up for the questions. Now, the current project which is going on for real estate NCD is codename Cypress. This is the basically this deck would be shared to you all. ये हम सब शेयर करेंगे आपके साथ में, जितने भी मैंने पीडीएफ अभी देखे दिखाए हैं आप लोगों को, ताकि आप अपने क्लाइंट के साथ भी शेयर कर सकते हैं इसे। इसमें पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन है प्रोजेक्ट के बारे में, आर्बर के बारे में, उनके करंट प्रोजेक्ट्स, पास्ट प्रोजेक्ट्स, उन्होंने कितना पास्ट परफॉर्मेंस दिया है, सब कुछ है इसमें उनके बारे में। So this you can share it with your customers also, and for your reference also you can use it. Now the current offering, which I was saying, is codename Cypress, which is currently running. Issue size is का total 75 crores है. The issue size is INR 75 crores. So it's a very small issue size based upon the company which is selling 500 crore a month, doing a business of in real estate. 75 crore is not that big amount. The tenure is 42 months, which is 3.5 years basically. Now the fixed IRR is 16%, the fixed returns. Interest payment is quarterly. The project location is into Karjat, near the area of Bilavale, and security cover is 2x. So how 2x? I'll cover in this second slide. Now it's a senior secured debenture. ये जो debenture है NCD है, ये senior secured debenture है। जनरली तीन तरीके के डिवेंचर्स होते हैं, कोई भी कंपनी अगर कोई लॉन्च कर रही है, हम नॉर्मल अगर एनसीडी की बात करें या फिर हम रियल एस्टेट एनसीडी की, एक सीनियर सिक्योर्ड डिवेंचर होते हैं, एक मेजनाइन डिवेंचर होते हैं, और तीसरे लोअर डिवेंचर होते हैं। इनका क्राइटेरिया ये है कि ये सेबी की गाइडलाइंस है, बिकॉज एनसीडी इज इशूड बाय एन एसपीवी, स्पेशल पर्पस व्हीकल, विच इज मैनेज बाय ट्रस्टी, तो ये सेबी के अंदर आते हैं। तो सेबी का कहना यह है कि जब सीनियर सिक्योर डिवेंचर अगर होता है, तो अगर इन्वेस्टर को सीनियर सिक्योर डिवेंचर आप इशू कर रहे हैं, कोई भी बाई चांस डिफॉल्ट हुआ, तो जब उनके प्लेजिंग या जो उनके सिक्योरिटीज या पर्सनल गारंटीज जो रखे गए हैं, कोलैटरल्स जो है इस प्रोजेक्ट के पीछे, जब उनको बेचा जाएगा पैसा देने के लिए, तो सबसे पहले कस्टमर को पैसा मिलेगा, क्योंकि ये सीनियर सिक्योर डिवेंचर है। काफी बार जो एनसीडी जिसमें रेटिंग खराब होती है, यानी कि ट्रिपल बी प्लस, उसमें वो मेजनाइन डिवेंचर्स या लोअर डिवेंचर्स होते हैं, जहां पे इन्वेस्टर को सबसे एंड में या सेकंड ट्रांच में पैसा मिलता है। सबसे पहले उनके प्रमोटर्स या दो दूसरे लोग हैं उनको पैसा मिलता है। तो यहाँ पे ऐसा नहीं है, दिस इज अ सीनियर सिक्योर डिवेंचर। द इन्वेस्टर्स गेट द फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी ऑफ द सेम व्हेन इफ एनीथिंग हैपेंस। The project is backed by the plotted development. The NCD is backed by the plotted development project in Bilavale Karjat. It's by a very reputed developer group, which is Rustamji. If you see the security, you can see first and exclusive charge on the project by way of registered mortgage. फर्स्ट एंड एक्सक्लूसिव चार्ज है आर्बर के पास में इस प्रोजेक्ट रजिस्टर्ड मॉर्गेज के थ्रू, लैंड पर मॉर्गेज है उनका, तो सिक्योरिटी है। इसके अलावा उन्होंने दूसरी सिक्योरिटीज जो रखी हैं, शेयर प्लेज रखे हैं कंपनी के, रुस्तम जी के इस प्रोजेक्ट के रिगार्डिंग। 3 महीने का इंटरेस्ट जो रहेगा एनसीडी का, वो एडवांस में उन्होंने अपने पास रखा है डीएसआर अकाउंट में। सिक्योरिटी चेक्स हैं उनके पास डेवलपर के। पर्सनल गारंटीज, जो प्रमोटर्स हैं उस कंपनी के जिसके अंडर ये प्रोजेक्ट है, उसके प्रमोटर्स की पर्सनल गारंटीज उन्होंने रखी है अपने पास। इंश्योरेंस है उस प्रोजेक्ट का, स्पेशल पावर ऑफ अटर्नी है, और बहुत सारी चीजें भी है। सिक्योरिटी कवर 2x है। तो दिस इज लाइक 75 crore is the issue size. They have taken security cover of 150 crore from the developer. So there is no issue regarding the money. Tenure is 42 months, 3.5 साल का tenure है। The coupon payout will be quarterly. हर 3 महीने में कस्टमर को, इन्वेस्टर को आपके कूपन पे आउट आएगा। द प्रिंसिपल पे आउट विल बी इन इक्वल 6 months at the end of 27, 30th, 33rd, 36, 39 and 42nd month. टारगेटेड आईआर जो है 16% है और कूपन 12% है। इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि कस्टमर ने जो पैसा इन्वेस्ट किया, सपोज कीजिए कस्टमर 1 करोड़ रुपए इन्वेस्ट कर रहा है, 12% सालाना के हिसाब से उसको क्वार्टरली कूपन पे आउट मिलेगा, जो इंटरेस्ट अमाउंट है। हम अब आईआरआर 16% कैसे आप बता रहे हैं, क्योंकि द बैलेंस, जो भी बैलेंस बचता है, वो रिडेम्पशन प्रीमियम में आएगा प्रिंसिपल रीपेमेंट के साथ में। तो जब ये प्रिंसिपल रीपेमेंट होगा 6 टेन्योर्स में, इंस्टॉलमेंट्स में, उस समय प्रीमियम के साथ आएगा प्रिंसिपल। तो एक्सआईआर अगर देखेंगे उस समय तो 16% कैलकुलेट हो जाता है। The agencies behind this is Khetanan company, which is doing for a legal and documentation. Technical DD और valuation Debot Realty Private Limited ने किया है। Financial DD एक्सना ने किया है। ट्रस्टी जो है एसपीवी का, that is Midcon Credentia, one of the, there are 12 major trustees in India, SEBI registered trustees. Midcon Credentia is one of the top 5 trustees. एस्क्रो अकाउंट इज विद आरबीएल बैंक, जो एस्क्रो अकाउंट है इसका, जहाँ पे पैसा सारा कुछ जाएगा कस्टमर्स का, इन्वेस्टर्स का, उसी अकाउंट से उनको रिटर्न आएगा, इंटरेस्ट पेमेंट होगा, वो अकाउंट आरबीएल बैंक में है। और दो तीन चीजें और बताना चाहूंगा, जैसे इसमें लो टाइटल रिस्क है, प्रोजेक्ट जो है स्ट्रक्चर जॉइंट डेवलपमेंट अग्रीमेंट में है। मिनिमल टाइटल रिस्क है, लैंड ओनर्स हैव, उसमें कोई भी अनडिस्प्यूटेड ओनरशिप है उनकी 50 साल से, वही लैंड को लिया है, तो देर इज नो डिस्प्यूट इन द लैंड, देर इज नो इश्यूज, तो द टाइटल रिस्क इज वेरी लो। डेवलपर एक्सपीरियंस इज 40 years ऑफ क्यूमुलेटिव रियल एस्टेट एक्सपीरियंस, ऑब्वियसली रुस्तम जी का नाम है तो हमें बताने की जरूरत नहीं है वो तो। एंड देन इसके बाद में प्रोजेक्ट की कुछ डिटेल्स हैं, तो ये तो मैं आपके साथ शेयर करूंगा ही, मेरी टीम शेयर कर देगी आपके साथ। सो आप इसको देख सकते हैं, यू कैन ऑल गो थ्रू इट बिकॉज इट्स अ वेरी बिग दिस थिंग, व्हाट वी से, डेक। सो इसमें काफी सारी डिटेल्स हैं। एक सबसे मेजर डिटेल्स है, अगर आप देखेंगे यहाँ पे, तो टोटल नंबर ऑफ प्लॉट्स इज 275। तो ये प्लॉटेड डेवलपमेंट है, इस तरीके से ये प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा है। 275 प्लॉट्स टोटल बनेंगे अलग साइजेस के। आर्बर ने इस तरीके से इसको मैनेज किया है कि उनको सिर्फ 190 प्लॉट्स ही बेचने हैं, 275 में से 190 प्लॉट्स ही सिर्फ बेचने हैं टू गेट द रिटर्न बैक। इस तरीके से उसे रखा है। सो ये सबसे बड़ी बात है कि सारा कुछ बेचने की जरूरत नहीं है, जैसे मैंने कहा, अगर उन्होंने इतना टारगेट कर लिया, उनका पैसा पूरा कस्टमर्स का रिटर्न आ जाएगा विद इंटरेस्ट एंड एवरीथिंग। सो दिस वाज ऑल फ्रॉम माय साइड रिगार्डिंग टुडेज वेबिनार, हमने सब कुछ कवर कर लिया है। नाउ आई कैन गो विद द क्वेश्चंस। तो अगर आपके कुछ क्वेश्चंस हैं, यू कैन पुट इन द चैट बॉक्स, और इफ यू वांट यू कैन रेज योर हैंड। आप अपना हैंड रेज कर लीजिए, हम आपको अनम्यूट करने के बाद आप अपना सवाल डायरेक्टली पूछ सकते हैं मुझसे। अच्छा, मिनिमम इन्वेस्टमेंट अमाउंट, और एक और चीज है बता दूं मैं इसमें। मिनिमम इन्वेस्टमेंट अमाउंट, यस, वामसी कृष्णा जी ने पूछा, देखिए। सो मिनिमम इन्वेस्टमेंट अमाउंट इज 20 लाख रुपीज फॉर दिस दिस थिंग प्रोडक्ट करंटली। और टैक्सेशन पार्ट भी एक है। टैक्सेशन जो है ये कस्टमर्स के जो मार्जिनल टैक्स स्लैब है, जो उनके इनकम के हिसाब से वही लगेगा, उसके हिसाब से ही इसका जो भी इनकम आएगी इसमें कस्टमर्स की, उस हिसाब से इंटरेस्ट है। सो बेसिकली दिस प्रोडक्ट इज फॉर एच एन आईज, यू एच एन आईज जनरली। आप रिटेल कस्टमर्स या जो फिर बेसिकली विद हु कैन इन्वेस्ट 20 लाख रुपीज, ऑब्वियसली दिस अ वेरी गुड प्रोडक्ट, बिकॉज इन दिस केस व्हाट हैपेंस इज दैट, क्या होता है ना इसमें, फिक्स इनकम प्रोडक्ट बेसिकली है, 12% का कूपन फिक्स है, आईआरआर 16% मिल रहा है। यानी कि अगर कस्टमर ने 20 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्ट किया 4 years के, 3.5 साल के बाद में, जब उसको अगर वो आप देखेंगे विद द इंटरेस्ट एंड द प्रीमियम एग्जिट, प्रीमियम के साथ में रिडेम्पशन प्रीमियम, 16% आईआरआर उन्होंने कमाया होगा। तो वो बहुत ज्यादा है, फिक्स इनकम में कोई भी प्रोडक्ट आज की तारीख में नहीं दे रहा है। अगर मैं बात करूं 30% समझिए टैक्स भी उनका कट रहा है, इफ इट्स यू एच एन आई या एच एन आई, उसके बाद में भी इट्स अ वेरी हाई अर्निंग फिक्स इनकम प्रोडक्ट। नाउ Mr. Karan has asked, confused about the IRR 16%. Okay, so Mr. Karan, what is basically, see, the coupon is 12%. NCD and bonds generally work in that way that the coupon is at a lower side. In this case, what happens? The yield becomes the main deciding factor. Now, in this, the face value, there is the face value is basically the investment amount itself. So the investment amount is 20 lakh rupees. How IRR 16%? कूपन इज बेसिकली 12%, इंटरेस्ट उनको 12% के हिसाब से मिलेगा कस्टमर्स को, जो क्वार्टरली पे आउट रहेगा। एंड में जब उनके 6 इंस्टॉलमेंट में प्रीमियम जो उनका प्रिंसिपल है वो रिटर्न आता रहेगा, दे विल रिसीव दैट विद द रिस्पेक्टिव 16% आईआरआर। यानी कि 12% के हिसाब से इंटरेस्ट मिला, लेकिन 16% होना चाहिए लास्ट में आईआरआर, इस हिसाब से जो भी प्रीमियम रहेगा प्रिंसिपल उसके प्रीमियम के साथ में आएगा, इस हिसाब से वो 16% आता है कस्टमर्स को। Now, Mr. Kedar has asked, what if the developer is sales target of 190 unit is not met? That's what I said, Mr. Kedar. It cannot happen like that because, as I said, the Arbor Investments has done a tie-up, has acquired basically Justo. Justo is a sales-minded company. 500 करोड़ वो महीने का सेल्स करते हैं रियल एस्टेट का, उनके पास इतने ब्रोकर्स हैं। आज आप भी जानते हैं, मैं भी जानता हूँ, रियल एस्टेट में डायरेक्ट क्लाइंट्स बहुत कम होंगे, 1 और 2%, हार्डली 3-4%। जनरली सेल्स जो होती है वो इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर्स और रियल एस्टेट ब्रोकर्स के थ्रू होती है। जस्टो जो है, दे आर हैविंग अ ह्यूज नेटवर्क ऑफ ब्रोकर्स एंड रियल एस्टेट ब्रोकर्स एंड इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर्स। उनको वो ये बेसिकली पिच करते हैं, उनको पता होता है कि ये प्रोजेक्ट आने वाला है एंड दे आर रेडी टू इन्वेस्ट। सो आर्बर बेसिकली अगर लॉन्च करता है कोई रियल एस्टेट एनसीडी, तो वो ये सारा कुछ रेडी करके करता है कि ऐसे इस तरीके से इस प्रोजेक्ट का काम चलेगा। डेवलपर अगर नहीं करेगा तो डेवलपर यही कह देते हैं कि उनकी जो कंपनी है आर्बर की अक्वायर्ड कंपनी वो करेगी। सेल्स का भी जस्टो उसको हैंड में अपने हाथ में ले लेती है, अगर उन्हें लग रहा है कि सेल्स उसकी डेवलपर नहीं कर पा रहा है बराबर टाइम पे। तो सारा कुछ इसमें रिस्क जो है पूरा मिटिगेट कर दिया गया है, उसमें कोई दिक्कत नहीं आती। What if the Mr. Dinesh has asked, what if the builder wants to prepay the amount, any premium or prepayment? So basically there is no prepayment in this. It's a fixed tenure process. सारा कुछ fix है. तो basically the tenure is fixed, 42 months. The cash flow is fixed. So that is what Arbor has done. The cash flow, the outflow, inflow, everything is fixed. Whether it's an interest payment, whether it's the inventory payout, whether it's anything, like all those payments are basically fixed itself. So, Mr. Dinesh has mentioned, can we have a cash flow example for an investment of say 20 lakh? That will help us to understand better. Okay. So, Mr. Dinesh, what happens is that I'll explain you in a very simple manner. Let's say 20 लाख रुपए कस्टमर ने इन्वेस्ट किया है, 12% के सालाना के हिसाब से अगर मैं इंटरेस्ट कहूँ तो साल का इंटरेस्ट होता है 2,40,000। अब इसको आप 4 हिस्से में बांट दीजिए, बिकॉज ये क्वार्टरली पे आउट है। तो हर 3 महीने में, यानी कि हर क्वार्टर में इन्वेस्टर को आपके 60,000 रुपए 20 लाख के पीछे इंटरेस्ट आएगा। साल का 2,40,000 हो जाता है। और जब ये 27 महीने पहुंचेंगे तो 27 महीने पे उनको प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट, यानी कि जो उन्होंने 20 लाख रुपए इन्वेस्ट किए हैं, उसको 6 हिस्सों में डिवाइड कर दिया जाएगा। यानी कि कुछ आसपास 3,33,000 के आसपास कुछ होता है। अब ये तो प्रिंसिपल अमाउंट था, इस पे 16%, बट अब 16% से भी ज्यादा कैलकुलेट किया जाता है। बिकॉज व्हाट हैपेंस इज दैट इसमें जो उन्होंने 12% इंटरेस्ट भरा, एक्चुअली आईआरआर तो 16% कैलकुलेट करना था, तो उस हिसाब से प्रीमियम कैलकुलेट हो जाता है उसमें, और फिर वो पेमेंट आता है। तो हर, अगर आप मतलब इसमें कैलकुलेट करेंगे, अगर मैं एक्सेल में मतलब अगर हम करें इसका कैलकुलेट एक्सआईआर का, तो उस हिसाब से कुछ 3.25 लाख या ऐसे कुछ आसपास आएगा अमाउंट। तो एवरी क्वार्टर वो भी अमाउंट आएगा अलॉन्ग विद द इंटरेस्ट। तो इस तरीके से एंड में अगर वो आप देखेंगे इनफ्लो आउटफ्लो सारा कुछ देख के विद द रिस्पेक्टिव डेट्स, तो आईआरआर उनको 16% आएगा। So basically, in details, if you want, we can share a sheet also with you. Basically, after the webinar, I can connect with the Arbor team and we can get it done. इसमें कोई issue नहीं है। Mr. Karan has asked, what about TDS on interest? So there is no TDS charged to the customer on the interest, because in this they do not charge any interest. Sorry, they do not charge any TDS. Whatever interest they have given directly is as per the customer's liability to pay the income tax directly. So उनको इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट को जो उनकी मार्जिनल टैक्स स्लैब के हिसाब से ये है, इनकम टैक्स है वो भरना है, उसमें कोई भी टीडीएस नहीं लगेगा। Okay, Miss Nidhi has asked, is it CRISIL or ICRA rated? Okay, so basically NCD is not rated basically, क्योंकि वो रेटिंग नहीं करवाते, रियल एस्टेट एनसीडी है। बट यस, आर्बर हैज अ वेरी गुड ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड। सो उनके जो करंट प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं या जो उनके पास्ट प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, करंटली दे हैव डेल्ट इन 24 प्रोजेक्ट्स। उन्होंने कुछ 14 प्रोजेक्ट में अब तक एग्जिट दी है, विच इज 100% एज पर द जो उन्होंने टाइमलाइन दी थी। तो लास्ट 4.5 सालों में उन्होंने ऑलरेडी 14 प्रोजेक्ट्स को ये कर दिया है, एग्जिट करवा दिया है, जहां पे कस्टमर को जो आईआर प्रॉमिस किया गया था 16%, 17%, 21% भी उनको मिला है कस्टमर्स को। सो इस तरीके से है, तो कभी भी दे हैव नॉट ब्रीच द बेंचमार्क विच दे हैव सेट फॉर द एनसीडी। ज्यादा दे दिया होगा बट कम नहीं हुआ है कभी भी, उनका वैसा है। Mr. Karan has asked, what why given premium not given 16% direct? So basically interest उन्होंने कम रखा है, बिकॉज उनको इंटरेस्ट कम रखना था 12% के हिसाब से, ताकि इनकम में कम दिखे वो। इस वजह से उन्होंने 12% कूपन रखा है। जनरली बॉन्ड्स और एनसीडीज में ऐसे वर्क करता है, the issuer keeps the interest low, the coupon rate low, so that customers को टैक्सेशन पर्पस पे लो दिखे। और प्रिंसिपल को वो उसमें इसके साथ में दे रहे हैं रीपेमेंट ज्यादा करके, ताकि कस्टमर्स को टैक्स कम लगे. What if the company defaults? What will be the next course of action, and how will the investor be protected, Mr. Siddharth Aras? So I don't know which company you're asking. You're asking about Arbor. So see, Arbor, let's say that Arbor will not be defaulting in this case, because Arbor has everything what has to be taken, the all the securities from the developer. Now Arbor does not keep the money with themselves. They have a escrow account basically, which all the money is kept. So Arbor is only managing all those accounts. Now Arbor has a team of 3 members, like who are very senior, who have worked with several major companies in across the globe. If you, I'll be sharing the deck obviously of the company also to all attendees, so you can see that जो उनके founders हैं, उनके साथ भी उनके भी जो you know the rating and everything, the credibility of those people are very good. And that is why I said in the beginning, in Growth Plus we have curated such products, we have brought to you such manufacturers who are, we believe that we have done the whole expertise. We have our consultation team, our legal teams, our advisor teams have done this research on the this thing manufacture. Because in the product, let's say real estate NCDs तो बहुत लोग कर रहे हैं आज इंडिया में, लेकिन क्या हर कोई सही तरीके से कर रहा है? नहीं. तो हम उसी प्रोडक्ट, उसी मैन्युफैक्चरर के पास जा रहे हैं, उसी से टाई अप कर रहे हैं और वही आगे ला रहे हैं. बिकॉज वी नो आर नेम इज देयर, IFA नाउ इज नेम इज देयर इन द प्रोडक्ट. आप IFA नाउ से जुड़े हैं, कुछ बहुत सालों से जुड़े हैं, कुछ नए हैं और कुछ नए आ रहे हैं. So we don't want our name to be, distinguished in this case. That's the reason we have curated these products accordingly, so that your investors get the money back and you as an advisor have a peace of mind in this case. So I can see there are no questions basically in the chat box left. I believe I have answered all the questions. Uh, Regarding the brokerage of the product, your RM basically would be able to help you in this case. So if you're already empaneled with us, you can speak with your Growth Plus RM. If you have not basically empaneled with us in this case, you will or if you are existing IFA now advisor, you can always connect with us with your support RM of the software. They will help you connect with the Growth Plus team. Or if you are a completely new IFA to IFA now, in that case our team will be connecting you in the next week probably, and a business development team will connect with you, and you can they will help you out regarding all the process and everything. So thank you so much everyone for attending today's webinar, and you will be getting the recording also of this webinar shortly, along with the decks and everything.